Yes. Right. I got it. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Doorkeeper, please inform the members and caucuses we are ready to reconvene. All right. Body shall come to order. Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. If you would, please have the clerk to display today's consent orders, please.
They are displayed.
Mr. President, I move that the consent orders be taken from the place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon their passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report the consent orders.
Consent orders. Senate Resolution 211, a resolution confirming the appointment of Carrie Camille Caples to the Standards and Assessments Process Review Committee, Senator Richardson. Senate Resolution 212, a resolution confirming the appointment of Thomas James Radonovanadek to the Standards and Assessments Process Review Committee. Senate Resolution 213, a resolution confirming the appointment of Jay Balke to the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 214, a resolution confirming the appointment of Dennis Reconvening to the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 215, a resolution confirming the appointment of Elizabeth G. Dinkins to the Education Professional Standards Board, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 216, a resolution confirming the appointment of Nicholas Pace to the Education Professional Standards Board, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 217, resolution confirming the reappointment of Wilton Curry Milliken to the Western Kentucky University Board of Regents, Senator Wilson. Senate Resolution 218, resolution confirming the reappointment of Michael R. Eves to the Eastern Kentucky University Board of Regents, Senator Carpenter. Senate Resolution 219, a resolution confirming the reappointment of William Crawford to the Board of Trustees of the Teachers Retirement System, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 220, a resolution confirming the appointment of John Hollenbach to the University of Louisville Board of Trustees, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 221, resolution confirming the appointment of Misty Wrigley Miller to the Kentucky Film Leadership Council, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 222, a resolution confirming the appointment of Jeremy Winton as a member of the Kentucky Film Leadership Council, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 223, a resolution confirming the appointment of Steve Zahn to the Kentucky Film Leadership Council, Senator Nunn. Senate Resolution 224, a resolution confirming the appointment of Susie Eastman as a member of the Kentucky Film Leadership Council, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 225, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Sherry Lathan to the Parole Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 226, resolution confirming the reappointment of Michael James to the Parole Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 227, resolution confirming the appointment of Ann Venno to the Board of Nursing, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 228, resolution confirming the reappointment of Hope Jones to the Board of Nursing, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 229, a resolution confirming the appointment of Monica Kennison to the Board of Nursing, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 230, resolution confirming the appointment of Arthur Ryan to the Board of Nursing, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 231, a resolution confirming the appointment of Andrew Wood to the Public Service Commission, Senator West. Senate Resolution 232, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Angela Hatton to the Public Service Commission, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 233, resolution confirming the appointment of Ken Hunt to the Kentucky Community and Technical College System Board of Regents, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 234, a resolution confirming the appointment of Tara Horn to the Kentucky Community and Technical College System Board of Regents, Senator Girdler. Senate Resolution 235, a resolution confirming the appointment of Joan Stringer to the Kentucky State University Board of Regents, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 236, resolution confirming the appointment of Matthew Grimshaw to the Kentucky State University Board of Regents, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 237, resolution confirming the reappointment of Edward Hatchett to the Kentucky State University Board of Regents, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 238, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Meredith Murphy Pittman to the Education Professional Standards Board, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 239, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Lisa Marie Rosinski to the Education Professional Standards Board, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 240, resolution confirming the reappointment of Jacqueline Colleen Mayfield to the Education Professional Standards Board, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 241, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Justin Kyle Mitchell to the Education Professional Standards Board, Senator Wilson. Senate Resolution 242, resolution confirming the reappointment of Elijah Edwards to the Education Professional Standards Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 243, resolution confirming the reappointment of Chad Mills to the Kentucky Housing Corporation Board of Directors, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 244, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Marilyn Mason to the Kentucky Housing Corporation Board of Directors, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 245, a resolution confirming the appointment of Amy Miller to the Board of Tax Appeals, Senator Maiden. Senate Resolution 246, a resolution confirming the appointment of Leon Clark Williams to the University of Kentucky Board of Trustees, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 247, resolution confirming the reappointment of Paul Todd Case to the University of Kentucky Board of Trustees, Senator Wheeler. Senate Resolution 248, a resolution confirming the appointment of James P. Gray II to the University of Kentucky Board of Trustees, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 249, a resolution confirming the appointment of Elaine Wilson to the University of Kentucky Board of Trustees, Senator Girdler. Senate Resolution 250, resolution confirming the appointment of Hillary Sykes to the Crime Victims Compensation Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 251, resolution confirming the reappointment of Catherine Thomas to the Board of Claims, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 252, resolution confirming the reappointment of John Stovall to the Kentucky Lottery Corporation Board of Directors, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 253, resolution confirming the reappointment of Mark Kleiner to the Kentucky Lottery Corporation Board of Directors, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 254, resolution confirming the appointment of Victoria Grooms to the Northern Kentucky University Board of Regents, Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senate Resolution 255, a resolution confirming the appointment of William Hurt to the Kentucky Lottery Corporation Board of Directors, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 256, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Lenola Parsons to the Crime Victims Compensation Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 257, resolution confirming the appointment of Deborah Wolfeck to the Northern Kentucky University Board of Regents, Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senate Resolution 258, resolution confirming the appointment of Kenton W. Bottoms II to the Fish and Wildlife Resources Commission, Senator Reed. Senate Resolution 260, a resolution confirming the appointment of Andrew Marshall Coyle to the Kentucky State Fair Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 261, resolution confirming the appointment of Steve Kelly to the Kentucky State Fair Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 262, resolution confirming the appointment of Darren Benton to the Kentucky State Fair Board, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 263, resolution confirming the appointment of Heather Graham to the Kentucky Agricultural Development Board, Senator Howell. Senate Resolution 264, a resolution confirming the appointment of Fritz Gisecki to the Kentucky Agricultural Development Board, Senator Givens. Senate Resolution 265, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Madison Silvert to the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 266, resolution confirming the reappointment of Sean Garber to the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 267, resolution confirming the reappointment of F. Bruce Williams to the Board of Directors of the Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance Authority, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 268, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Joseph Kester to the Board of Directors of the Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance Authority, Senator McDaniel. Senate Resolution 269, resolution confirming the reappointment of William Jones to the Board of Directors of the Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance Authority, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Resolution 270, resolution confirming the appointment of Michael McGee to the Board of Directors of the Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance Authority, Senator Wilson. Senate Resolution 271, resolution confirming the appointment of Dr. Kenny Burdine to the Kentucky Agricultural Finance Corporation, Senator Howell. Senate Resolution 272, resolution confirming the appointment of Frank Penn to the Kentucky Agricultural Finance Corporation, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 273, resolution confirming the appointment of Stephen Olt to the Kentucky Agricultural Finance Corporation, Senator Givens. Senate Resolution 274, resolution confirming the hiring of Eric King as Executive Director of the Energy Planning and Inventory Commission, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 275, resolution confirming the appointment of Carrie McCandless To the Kentucky Lottery Corporation Board of Directors, Senator Mills. Senate Resolution 276, resolution confirming the appointment of Jonathan Rabinowitz to the Kentucky Horse Racing and Gaming Gaming Corporation, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Resolution 281, resolution confirming the appointment of David Wallace to the Kentucky State Fair Board, Senator Howell. And House Bill 826, an act relating to adult education.
Mr. Clerk, does that conclude your report?
It does.
Good.
I agree.
Chair would recognize Senator from Grayson.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Clerk of the House is here to communicate with our Senate.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. President, also the House has passed Senate Bill 261 and is returning same to this honorable body. Also, the House has passed Senate Bills 66, 98, 324, and Senate Joint Resolution 116 with letter, and is respectfully requests concurrence of this honorable body.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Chair would recognize Senator from Scott.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Enrollment Committee has met and finds the following bills are in order and ready for your signature. Senate Bill 261 and House Bill 311, Mr. President.
Chair is ready to sign House Bill 311. Chair is ready to sign Senate Bill 261. Senator from Taylor.
Apologies, Mr. President. My colleague distracted me from the back of the room there.
We understand that the House is always a distraction.
Mr. President, let's go back to the consent orders as they are displayed, please.
They are displayed.
Mr. President, House Bill 826 has a committee sub, and I would ask that it please be reported.
Mr. Clerk, would you please? I'm sorry, Senator Taylor, is that the very bottom?
House Bill 826 at the bottom there.
Yeah.
I think we have some readers over here, Mr. President. If you-
Mr. Clerk, if you would please report the committee substitute to House Bill 826.
Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 826.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for the adoption of Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 826.
The matter for the body is adoption of the committee substitute. Seeing no one in opposition, without objection, House Committee Substitute number 1 is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for passage of the consent orders as amended.
The matter for the body is passage of consent orders with one amendment. All those who have been shown as present who have answered as present shall be shown as voting aye unless to the contrary have indicated. Madam Clerk, do you have any nay or pass votes?
Mr. President, there are no nay votes.
So with that, the consent orders as amended are passed. Senator from Taylor, do we have a title amendment on that? It's so small I can't see.
Yes.
Mr. President, we do. If you would, please have the clerk report Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 826.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 826.
Senator from Taylor,
Move for adoption.
without objection, title amendment is adopted. Senator from Taylor,
Mr. President, with that, I move for passage of the consent orders as they are amended.
they've been passed.
We roll on? Mr. President, thank you.
We adopted the title amendment. We're done.
With that, Mr. President, I do need to make a motion, please.
Please proceed.
Need to make a motion for the following bills to be moved from the Rules Committee to the concurrence orders, that being Senate Bill 66, Senate Bill 98, Senate Bill 324, and Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
I don't.
Oh, Okay, I'm sorry. You have moved those from committee to the floor.
Motion, yes, for the Rules
Okay.
Committee to the concurrence orders, Mr. President.
Apologize for that. I was handed a document right when you said that. Without objection, Madam Clerk, make sure the journal notation is that those bills have been now brought to the floor for action. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk to display the concurrence orders.
They are displayed.
Mr. President, with that, I move that Senate Bill 133 with House Floor Amendment 3 be taken from its place in the orders of the day for concurrence or non-concurrence.
Mr. Clerk, would you please report Senate Bill 133?
Senate Bill 133, an act relating to the fiscal reporting of local entities.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report House Floor Amendment 3 to Senate Bill 133.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Floor Amendment 3 to Senate Bill 133.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
The matter for the body is concurrence with House Floor Amendment Number 1. All those in favor of concurring say aye. Aye. Opposed? Senate does concur with House Floor Amendment Number 3. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for final passage of Senate Bill 133 as amended by House Floor Amendment 3.
The matter for the body is final passage of Senate Bill 133 as amended and concurred with by the Senate. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Givens, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers, Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
All members having voted, there being 37 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 133 as amended and concurred with by the Senate is finally passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report Senate Bill 214.
Mr. Clerk, would you please report Senate Bill 214?
Senate Bill 214, an act relating to the Department of Agriculture and declaring an emergency.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 214.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 214.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Matter for the body is concurrence with House Floor Amendment Number 1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The Senate does concur with House Floor Amendment Number 1. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for final passage of Senate Bill 214 as amended by House Floor Amendment 1.
Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, matter for the body is final passage Senate Bill 214 as amended and concurred with by the Senate. Please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Givens, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers, Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
All members having voted. There being 37 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 214, as amended and concurred with by the Senate, is finally passed. I think we have action on a title amendment. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, we do. If you would, please have the clerk report House Floor Title Amendment 2 to House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 214.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Floor Amendment 2 title to House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 214.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Without objection, title amendment is concurred with. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk report Senate Bill 98.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Bill 98.
Senate Bill 98, an act relating to welding safety.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report House Floor Amendment 4 to Senate Bill 98.
Mr. Clerk, could you please report House Floor Amendment 4?
House Floor Amendment 4 to Senate Bill 98.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Matter for the body is concurrence with the floor amendment. All those in favor of concurring say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Floor amendment is concurred with. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for final passage of Senate Bill 98 as concurred with House Floor Amendment 4.
Matter for the body is final passage of Senate Bill 98 as amended by House Floor Amendment number 4 and concurred with by the Senate. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Gibbons, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers, Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
Aye. Carpenter. All members having voted, there being 37 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 98 is finally passed as amended and concurred with by the Senate. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 66 with House Committee Sub 1 be taken from the orders of the day for concurrence or non-concurrence.
Mr. Clerk, please report Senate Bill 66.
Senate Bill 66, an act relating to the operation of a motor vehicle.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report House Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 66.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 66.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Matter for the body is concurrence with House Committee Substitute number 1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The Senate does concur with House Committee Substitute number 1. Now, Senator from Taylor, do you have a motion on the bill?
I do, Mr. President. I move for final passage of Senate Bill 66 as concurred with and amended by House Committee Substitute 1.
The matter before the body is final passage of Senate Bill 66 as amended and concurred with by the Senate. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Givens, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers,
Aye.
Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
All members having voted, there being 36 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 66 as amended and concurred with by the Senate is finally passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk report Senate Bill 324 with House
Mr. Clerk, if you would, just
Committee Substitute 1. Thank you.
Senate Bill 324, please report.
Senate Bill 324, an act relating to the film industry credit.
Senator from Taylor.
President, please have the clerk report House Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 324.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 324.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Matter for the body is concurrence with House Committee Substitute Number 1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Ayes have it. House Committee Substitute Number 1 is concurred with. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for final passage of Senate Bill 324 as amended by House Committee Substitute 1 and concurred with by the Senate.
The matter for the body is final passage of Senate Bill 324 as amended and concurred with by the Senate. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Givens, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers,
Aye.
Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
All members having voted, there being 37 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 324, as amended and concurred with by the Senate, is finally passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would please have the clerk report House Committee Title Amendment 1 to House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 324.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Committee Title Amendment 1 to House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 324.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Without objection, the title amendment is concurred with. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk report Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Mr. Clerk, would you please report? Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Senate Joint Resolution 116, a joint resolution directing the University of Kentucky, the University of Louisville, and Eastern Kentucky University to coordinate a search for actionable solutions to physician shortages and to explore and expand healthcare opportunities in medically underserved areas in collaboration with community, state agency, professional associations, and other stakeholders, making an appropriation therefore and declaring an emergency.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report House Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Matter for the body is concurrent. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Senate does concur with House Committee Substitute number 1. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report House Floor Amendment 1 to House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Floor Amendment 1 to House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Matter for the body is concurrence of House Floor Amendment number 1. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. House Floor Amendment number 1 is concurred with. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for final passage of Senate Joint Resolution 116 as amended.
The matter for the body is final passage of Senate Joint Resolution 116 as amended and concurred with by the Senate. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
All members having voted, there being 37 yeas, no nays, Senate Joint Resolution 116 as amended and concurred with by the Senate is finally adopted. I believe we have a title amendment. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, we do. If you would, please have the clerk report House Committee Title Amendment 1.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Committee Title Amendment 1 to House Floor Amendment 1 to House Committee Sub 1 to Senate Joint Resolution 116.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for concurrence.
Seeing no objection, title amendment is concurred with. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, at this time, we're going to move away from the concurrence orders, but ask that the final bills there retain their place in the orders, please.
They will retain their place in the orders of the day. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, right now, if we could have the body stand at ease.
Body will stand at ease.
Senate will come back to order. Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, on the suspension of the rules, I ask that we move into motions, petitions, communications, please.
On suspension of the rules, we will return to motions. And Senator from Clay, you are recognized for the purpose of motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you have the clerk report Senate Resolution 300 and read it in its entirety?
Mr. Clerk, please report Senate Resolution number 300 in its entirety.
Senate Resolution 300, resolution adjourning the Senate in honor of Jay Hartz upon the occasion of his forthcoming retirement from the Legislative Research Commission. With kindest respect and deep admiration, we pay tribute to Jay Hartz, Director of the Legislative Research Commission, who is retiring after 27 years of distinguished service to the General Assembly. Whereas Jay Hartz, a native son of Ohio and graduate of both Ashland University and Villanova University, began his career at the LRC in 1999. Whereas during his 27 years of distinguished service, Jay Hartz has served in numerous roles, including Deputy Chief of Staff to the Senate President, the first Republican Clerk of the Senate, and since his appointment in 2019, Director of the LRC. Whereas Jay Hartz has faithfully carried out the historical duties bestowed upon all LRC directors, while also successfully guiding the agency through a pandemic and overseeing the Capitol's closure for repairs, the opening of temporary chambers, the implementation of a new personnel system, and significant advances in the use of technology and processes to better serve legislators, staff, and the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Whereas during his entire service to the LRC, Jay Hartz has served as a trusted advisor and confidant to legislators and staff alike, never breaking trust, never seeking recognition or fame for his efforts or counsel, and always insisting that the successes of the LRC be attributed to the legislators and staff whom he served. Whereas Jay Hartz has approached every day with his trademark integrity, professionalism, and dedication, respected by everyone he meets in the hallways of the Capitol and the Annex, from legislators to fellow staff to those employees who have served under his leadership as LRC Director, he truly represents the best the agency has to offer. And whereas Jay Hartz, a longtime member of our legislative family and an adopted Kentucky son whose service, deep institutional knowledge, wisdom, and kindness has earned him a place in the General Assembly and the LRC's shared traditions, lore, and history of public service, will be sorely missed by both legislators and staff. And whereas the members of this honorable body express their sincere gratitude to Jay Hartz as he embarks upon a well-deserved retirement, duly thank him for his many years of service to this Commonwealth and wish him well in all of his future endeavors. And now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the members of the Senate hereby recognize Director Jay Hartz for his contributions and commitment to the Legislative Research Commission and to the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Senator from Clay.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've known Jay since he first came here in 1999, and he has definitely left an impression on me because I quote him often or have stole some of his things. So as we look at this resolution, let us all have a whole thought on what we're saying about Jay Hartz. He would tell us that quite often, let us have a whole thought. So let us have a whole thought about Jay Hartz. But Jay has been very good, gotten to know him. He and his family, he loves the horses, very interested in a lot of different things. We can't really, say too much about him because he did move here from Ohio. And he had a little bit different accent. When you're from Eastern Kentucky and hear his Ohio accent, a little bit different. Had to have an interpreter every now and then. But Jay is one of the smartest guys I've seen about working a process, understanding the rules, understanding the need of what needs to happen here in this LRC. He is one that has always advocated, no matter what role he was in a partisan role or in a nonpartisan role as the director, that this should be a nonpartisan staff and give equal work, equal time, and effort, no matter who it is that requests it, Republican or Democrat. He has been a part of our political side, but the process side, and having been here and been in the role of the majority leader and the role of the Senate president, being on the LRC since 2008, I've watched how this system runs, and he has such a good analytical mind that the processes and our budget and everything else and doing things have been so well run that we have probably in the scenarios of can we do this or not do this, Jay is very well equipped to make sure we are well positioned. Now, some people don't understand when we come into these situations and institutions, unlike the judicial branch and the legislative branch, we generate no money. They do. So when we get called in special session, we don't have to go back to the budget to get that. We already have the money to pay ourselves to come in to a special session if called by the governor. So, these things are the things that Jay has brought from his years of service to the General Assembly and the legislature. And probably another saying that I think best epitomizes Jay and how he thinks and the process of how he thinks is really one of the best I've seen. But he also understood that this was not in any way about him. It was about the legislature. And he would often say to me, sometimes when correcting me and saying that I was a little misguided, I would ask him, well, what's your opinion? And he would say to me often, my job doesn't afford me the luxury of having opinions. He would just give information. But I cannot say enough for the years of service that Jay has given to this institution and the things he has brought and the people that he has treated so well, because on occasions you'd see somebody that said, how are things going? Kind of like undercover boss. And they'd say, hey, we like the circumstances. We like the environment for which we work in. And much of that, because I can tell you, well beyond Jay, we had a lot of problems in the LRC. I remember the first year I was the Senate president, issued over $1 million in authority for the then LRC director to pay attorneys' fees and settlements. We have not seen anything like that during the tenure of Jay Hartz. So with that, Mr. President, I can't say anything but very high marks about Jay, his ability to run this institution, the things that he has contributed to this institution have been immeasurable. And you won't see a signature line where you or I or somebody else signs a document. You'll never know that Jay was here if you were to look around. But if you've been here, you know that Jay has been here because of all the work and the professionalism he has brought to this institution. Mr. President, with that, Jay is here to my right. I congratulate him and wish him the best of circumstances in his retirement, which is not long from now, and all his future endeavors. And with that, I would move the adoption of Senate Resolution 300.
Motion for the body is on adoption of Senate Resolution number 300. Any member seeking recognition to speak on the resolution? Senator from Jefferson 33.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would be remiss if I didn't make some comment here, but I can, in short, just say to everything I just heard that the senator from Clay had expressed ditto, because I think it's absolutely correct. And what I want to say most of all is that I appreciate it again, once again, in terms of the staff, that part of professionalism, always providing valued information, giving good guidance. The impartiality from a political standpoint was quite obvious. Developed a trust in what was being transferred and the value associated with that. So I want to congratulate our friend Jay Hartz for his work, his retirement piece, but most of all, notwithstanding everything I've said so far, I'm going to miss you, my friend, because you're the only one that's consistently worn a bow tie in this body. Thank you.
Motion for the body is on adoption of Senate Resolution number 300. All those in favor of the motion for adoption say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Senate Resolution 300 is adopted. Senate, let us show our appreciation to this leader.
Senator from Taylor. Where'd he go? Body will come to order. Mr. Clerk, do you have some new resolutions that have been introduced? Yes, I do. Would you report those?
Senate Resolution 302, resolution honoring the service of Thomas Kurtz during the 2026 regular session of the General Assembly. Senator Wise. Senate Resolution 303, resolution adjourning the Senate in honor and loving memory of Thomas V. Tom Handy. Senator Storm. Senate Resolution 304, resolution adjourning the Senate in honor and loving memory of Mac Meadows. Senator Carroll. Senate Resolution 305, resolution censuring Kentucky Supreme Court Justice Kelly Thompson for his intemperate remarks that threatened attorneys and legislators participating in pending impeachment proceedings with professional discipline and criminal prosecution, and directing a complaint to be filed against him with the Judicial Conduct Commission. Senator Stivers.
Is that your report, Mr. Clerk?
I do have a delivery to the governor.
Please report.
Delivery to the governor at 3:07 p.m. this afternoon. Senate Bill 70, Senate Bill 129, Senate Concurrent Resolution 66, and Senate Joint Resolution 74.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We need to bring the resolution, my resolution, to the floor.
Mr. President, as they make their way onto the floor today, it's only fitting on the last day that we thank those that have been with us since day one, that have watched over us in committee meetings, through the hallways, outside the doors of these chambers, that provide their service on behalf of this Senate chamber as well as the one down the hall. Those that are always willing to serve, always willing to protect, and those that are willing to put their lives on the line for us. And we have so much great respect and admiration for each and every one of these men engraved that are in front of us today. This is something that is the legislative security detail, and it is truly an honor to be able to walk in the halls with these men and thank them for their tireless effort and for their tireless service to the Commonwealth of Kentucky as well as this Senate chamber. Those are Sergeant Joshua Brashear, Trooper Mark Treadway, Rick Devers, Matt Scott, Trooper Richie Baxter, Trooper Jared Beauchamp, Trooper John Best, Trooper Bubba Botkin, Trooper Joshua Collette, Trooper Brett Coombs, Trooper Joseph Filiatru, Trooper Jordan Grievous, Trooper John Hoskins, Trooper David Jones, Trooper Trevor Sharp, Trooper Nathan Shortridge, Trooper Ryan Sizemore, Trooper Matt Smith, Trooper Elliott Young, and Trooper Scott Dole. Mr. President, I think it's only fitting that this body give a standing ovation on behalf of the 2026 Kentucky State Police Legislative Security Detail.
Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, gentlemen.
Senator from Gray.
Still in the order of business of motions, petitions, and communications, Senator from Clay.
Mr. Clerk, or Mr. President, I would move you to have the resolution, simple resolution 305, brought to the floor for action.
Hearing no objection to the motion for Senate Resolution 305 to be brought to the floor, it is now before the body. Senator from Clay.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you please have the clerk read the resolution in its entirety?
Mr. Clerk, please report Senate Resolution number 305 and report that in its entirety.
Senate Resolution 305, a resolution censuring Kentucky Supreme Court Justice Kelly Thompson for his intemperate remarks that threatened attorneys and legislators participating in pending impeachment proceedings with professional discipline and criminal prosecution, and directing a complaint to be filed against him with the Judicial Conduct Commission. Whereas on March 20th, 2026, the House of Representatives adopted House Resolution 124, which approved 5 articles of impeachment against Julie Muth Goodman, Circuit Judge for the 22nd Judicial Circuit, consisting of Fayette County. And whereas the 5 articles of impeachment in House Resolution 124 asserted that Judge Goodman's conduct constituted misdemeanors in office, which are impeachable under sections 66, 67, and 68 of the Constitution of Kentucky. Whereas on April 6, 2026, the Kentucky Supreme Court issued an opinion that purported to exercise the court's supervisory writ power under Section 110 of the Constitution of Kentucky, which is textually limited in scope to writs necessary in aid of its appellate jurisdiction or the complete determination of any cause, or as may be required to exercise control of the Court of Justice over an impeachment proceeding that is pending in the General Assembly, where the Kentucky Supreme Court supervisory writ power cannot reach. Whereas the Kentucky Supreme Court purported to enjoin the General Assembly from exercising powers that the Constitution of Kentucky vests solely in the General Assembly, which the Kentucky Supreme Court has no power to enjoin. And whereas the Kentucky Supreme Court purported to announce a newly invented principle that the scope of the impeachment power is limited to the rarest of circumstances in which a sitting judge has committed either an actual, indictable crime or an offense in office constituting the most reprehensible moral turpitude, which is a principle of the Kentucky Supreme Court and has no authority to invent, announce, or enforce. And whereas, in addition to joining with 4 other justices in support of the majority opinion, Justice Kelly Thompson authored a separate concurring opinion which was published on April 6, 2026. And whereas Justice Thompson's concurring opinion included the statement, threatening to file inappropriate impeachment proceedings and following through on them to disrupt a tribunal, influence the outcome of a case, and or to disparage a judge could result in KBA discipline for any lawyers involved if attorneys take actions in which they are acting in bad faith. And whereas Justice Thompson's concurring opinion included the statement, and we quote in quotations, additionally, such actions can constitute the crime of intimidating a participant in the legal process via use of a threat to influence or attempt to influence that person's vote, decision, or opinion. This constitutes a Class D felony, unquote. Whereas Justice Thompson's two statements threaten attorneys and legislators who are participating in current impeachment proceedings or could participate in future impeachment proceedings with professional discipline and criminal prosecution. Whereas Justice Thompson's statements violate or threaten to violate the right to counsel that is protected by Sections 2 and 11 of the Constitution of Kentucky and the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. Whereas Justice Thompson's statements violate or threaten to violate an attorney's right to engage in protected speech and expressive conduct that is protected by Sections 1 and 8 of the Constitution of Kentucky and the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. Whereas Justice Thompson's statements violate or threaten to violate a client's right to due process and equal protection under the law that are protected by Section 2 of the Constitution of Kentucky and the 5th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution of the United States. Whereas Justice Thompson's statements are intemperate remarks that threaten the constitutional rights of members of the General Assembly, attorneys providing legal counsel to the General Assembly, and others with professional discipline and criminal prosecution. Whereas Justice Thompson's intemperate remarks reflect poorly on his judgment and raise serious questions about his fitness for the office that he holds. And whereas the Senate of the Commonwealth of Kentucky believes that Justice Thompson's intemperate remarks should be evaluated by the Judicial Conduct Commission and upon a finding of good cause should result in appropriate discipline. And now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the Senate hereby censures Justice Kelly Thompson for his intemperate remarks, which threaten attorneys and legislators who are participating in current impeachment proceedings or could participate in future impeachment proceedings with professional discipline and criminal prosecution. The Director of the Legislative Research Commission is directed to file a complaint in the name of the Senate against Justice Kelly Thompson with the Judicial Conduct Commission and to include a copy of this resolution with the complaint.
Senator from Clay.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't do this lightly. I don't stand here out of some, misguided notion of what we should be doing on this floor. But the reading clerk just read something in that resolution that threat of involvement in a proceeding is a Class D felony. He's defined the felony. Now, what were we doing? I want you all to read with me, if you want to, Section 66 of the Constitution. Power of impeachment vested in the House. The House of Representatives shall have the sole highlighted power, not the courts, the House, power of impeachment. The Senate in Section 67, again, has the ability on oath or affirmation to try the case if the articles of impeachment are delivered to us. 68, civil officers are liable to impeachment. That is the judge we were looking at. I don't know what the proof was. I've heard bits and pieces. But that doesn't stop or keep the Supreme Court, doesn't give them the ability to stop the process. This body may have voted to not impeach. Then again, at some point in time, we may vote to impeach when we hear the evidence that was brought before the House and that the articles were filed with us. So when the justice threatens me as a lawyer, and I signed this and I filed it by myself, nobody else, I'm a lawyer, I'm practicing. He has the right, I guess, by this opinion and the Supreme Court to disbar me for doing what is our constitutional duty. What's worse, he's threatening that if we went forward, which we may at a point in time, that I may be arrested. A Class D felony. Now, I want to draw everybody's attention to possibly what I think is the most critical section of the Kentucky Constitution, which I'm going to question if it even exists. Because you got to remember what this Supreme Court ruled a few years ago, that no change to the Constitution could be done by ballot initiative. Full text must be on the ballot. Well, that Supreme Court, the institution, basically said they don't exist because they were brought into this world by ballot initiative. The text of the Constitution was then added, and in that section, 109, the judicial power, unified system, impeachment. The judicial power of the Commonwealth shall be vested exclusively in one court of justice, which shall be divided into the Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, trial court of general jurisdiction known as the Circuit Court, and trial court of limited jurisdiction known as the District Court. The court shall constitute a unified judicial system for the operation and administration. That's fine. Now remember section 67, 68, 66, 67, and 68. Sole power in the House, tried by the Senate for civil officers. And the last section of 109, the articles that created the Supreme Court says, and I'll read this very last sentence, the impeachment powers of the General Assembly, us, shall remain inviolate. What does that mean? That's protected. All those sections I read to you earlier, they are protected even within the portions of the Constitution that creates the court. But now we have a Supreme Court justice who has threatened me with law, license, forfeiture, or suspension, and potentially loss of my personal freedom with a Class D felony, as he defined them, not me. He has interfered with the process. He has threatened all lawyers and anybody else that may participate in this by Class D felony, attempting to stop us from what is here in the black letter of the law of the Constitution. I do not know if this body will pass it or it won't, but it should. Because nobody in this body, under the speech and debate clause, which is protected for what we say, or under those provisions of the Constitution for which we are guaranteed our powers, should be threatened by a judge by loss of license or imprisonment. With that, I move adoption of the resolution.
The motion for the body is on adoption of Senate Resolution number 305. Member seeking recognition to speak on the motion for adoption, Senator from Jefferson 19.
Speak against the motion, Mr. President.
Proceed.
Thank you. And I want to start off by saying I appreciate the passion of the senator from Clay because I know that his passion comes from a desire to defend this institution. And although I'm going to speak against his resolution and disagree that this is the course that we should be taking, I do believe that his efforts are to protect this body and to defend this institution. Democracy is a very delicate thing. The separation of powers is a very delicate thing. Most of what we do with our different branches of government and the way we share power is based on a quiet agreement that we follow rules, that we follow norms, that we peacefully transfer power, that the branches work together to resolve, to address the challenges that we face. I have a lot of concerns about this resolution. In part, it was filed about 5 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago by now, and I was reading it along with the reading clerk. One of my concerns is the doctrine of judicial immunity. So just like we as legislators have our independence to be able to speak freely on this floor because it is one of the most central places for the First Amendment to be exercised is for the representatives of this people to be able to speak freely, it is equally as important that our judges be able to interpret the law without fear of reprisal and that they too have that immunity to be independent and to rule on the law as they see fit. Justice should be blind. Justice should not operate in the shadow of potential punishment, particularly not potential punishment by another branch of government. And although I have not had a chance to research how judicial immunity intersects with censure under our laws, I can't imagine that there are not constitutional questions about this body taking the action to formally punish a judge for something that they wrote in what should be a protected judicial opinion. Even if members of this body disagree with what the Supreme Court wrote, even if they believe that what Justice Thompson wrote in his concurrence was wrong, even if they think it is dangerous, even if they think that it is a bad ruling, the solution is not to censure a justice. The solution is to express that disagreement. I am concerned about the precedent it sets for this body when we disagree with things the Supreme Court, an independent branch of government, says to start taking action against them. That concerns me. And even if members of this body believe that what the justice did was improper, us taking improper action is not the answer. Ultimately, and what has concerned me over the past several days, is a lot of the rhetoric around the Supreme Court and its role and the way it intersects with the work of this body. Ultimately, the Supreme Court is vested with the authority to decide what the law is. They are the ultimate body that does that. We pass the laws, the executive executes them. They determine what the law is, what it means. That includes the Constitution. And if we are going to be a body that respects the rule of law, we have to respect the institution of our Commonwealth that was vested with the ultimate authority to determine what that law is. And although I often disagree with things courts do, the United States Supreme Court, the Kentucky Supreme Court, all kinds of courts, and I express that disagreement, I ultimately respect that authority and say, I disagree with the opinion, but I will respect its authority and I will abide by it. It concerns me when we attack our judiciary. It concerns me when we attack our legal institutions. And for that reason, I will be a no on the resolution today and urge all members to do the same.
Senator from Pike to speak on the motion for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm very proud of our leader, the senator from Clay, for having the forthrightedness and the integrity to defend this body in this august chamber. I'm a proud lawyer. In fact, I wear it on my sleeve. Everybody knows, for the most part, that I'm the lawyer's lawyer in the General Assembly myself, and the senator from Laurel. We're both proud practicing attorneys, but we're also both proud legislators. We take our constitutional duties very seriously. And I guess I don't know if it's appropriate on the resolution, but I guess I might ask if the senator from Jefferson 19 would yield to a question.
Senator from Jefferson 19, will you yield to a question?
I will yield.
Senator from Pike, she will yield.
Senator from Jefferson 19, do you think it was appropriate for Justice Thompson to threaten your law license and every other attorney in this body's law license for participating in a constitutional proceeding?
Senator from Jefferson 19.
Thank you for the question, Senator from Pike. I did not read it as a threat. I read it as the justice interpreting the Constitution and the constitutional provisions, which I read to be within the authority of the Supreme Court to do.
Senator from Pike.
Will the Senator from Jefferson 19 yield to an additional question?
Senator from Jefferson 19 will yield to another question.
I will yield.
She will yield, sir.
Do you think it was appropriate for Justice Thompson to accuse you of committing a Class D felony?
Senator from Jefferson 19.
Again, my answer is the same, Mr. President. I did not read it as an accusation of a crime, nor did I read it as a threat. I believe when courts interpret laws, they do so neutrally, and they state what the law is and what the law should be and how it should apply with broad applicability. I did not read anything as a threat.
Senator from Pike.
Mr. President, I don't know how you can read something that essentially says that any attorney that participates in this matter may be referred to the KBA for discipline as anything other than a threat. I mean, it's almost like when The Godfather asks you in the movie, I'll become asking for a favor sometime, you don't know when, but is that really a request, or is that an order in disguise? And I just was appalled when I read this decision. The Constitution is perfectly clear, and it's also clear by the judicial amendment, which the senator from Clay makes a very sound legal argument as to whether or not something that is void ab initio, void from the beginning, if a constitutional amendment that is not printed in full now is not properly on the ballot. I don't know how it could have been properly on the ballot when it was passed in 1975, but I won't digress into that constitutional argument, but to simply say that we are a separate body, and I guess I would disagree with the fact that judiciary stands above all. In fact, in a democracy, I would say that the legislative body, in fact, stands as first amongst equals of the separate branches of government. And why would I say that? One, it's the branch that's closest to the people. It's elected by the people. In a democratic society, the people send us here to do our jobs. And also, I would look at both the federal Constitution and our state Constitution. What is the one body that is given the power and the authority to actually impeach and remove and bar from office an elected representative of the other branches of government? That is the legislative body. Now, is that a power that should be abused? No, it's a power that should absolutely be used sparingly. And when it comes to a judge as an attorney, frankly, I got to see some pretty serious evidence. And I don't know what the evidence in this case is, but in general, when you're talking about a judge, I probably start out as a no, as a lawyer, because there is a lot of judicial discretion when making a decision on a case. But by God, we have a right per the Kentucky Constitution to do our duty. We have an obligation to do our duty. And we have a duty, we should have the ability to do that without threat or intimidation from another branch. Again, I'm very proud of the senator from Clay for taking this stand, for taking a stand on behalf of this institution, on behalf of the legislative body, and standing for the proposition that first and foremost, the people in a democracy have the final say in government. Thank you.
The motion for the body is on the adoption of Senate Resolution number 305. Sir, from Jefferson 19, are you wishing to be recognized again?
Yes, sir.
You have some limited time left. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was not going to speak again, but I want to take a second to just speak about the implications of what the senator from Pike just said. What the senator from Pike just said is that the legislature is first among equals, and ultimately the power to, I believe he was alluding to, determine what the law means should reside with the legislature. I believe that that's a dangerous statement and a dangerous road to go down, and I have to, my conscience requires me to call attention to why that is. If we were to live in a world where this body, anytime it got an order from the Supreme Court saying, we often pass laws here, we argue about whether they're constitutional or not, we often say that's for the courts to decide. Imagine if when we got that order back from the court, we disagreed with it and we said we're going to do it anyway. That we don't like what the Supreme Court ruled on this bill. They said it was unconstitutional. We thought it was constitutional. We're just going to go ahead and fund it and continue forward. We have an executive that will agree with our plan. We're going to do it anyway. That is the collapse of our democratic institutions. That is the collapse of the rule of law. That is a collapse of everything that we hold sacred and special about what it means to be an American and what it means to live in a democracy and what it means to live in the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. That is a scary proposition. And so for that reason, and the path we are going down and where it naturally leads to, I urge all members to think very carefully about their vote, and I will vote no.
The motion for the body is on adoption of Senate Resolution number 305. All those in favor of the motion for adoption say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. No. The ayes have it. Senate Resolution 305 is adopted. Senator from Taylor, we remain in the order of business of motions, petitions, and communications. Do you have any communication about what the path ahead looks like for the next bit?
Mr. President, right now we're still awaiting some work to be given to us from the House. I think we do have an enrollment committee. Did that meet? I think, Mr. President, we probably can. Sometimes we just can't catch how fast they work, Mr. President, but.
Senator from Scott.
Done.
Always working and always vigilant in the background. Mr. President, the Enrollment Committee has met and finds the following bills are in order and ready for your signature. House Bill 220, Senate Bill 98, Senate Bill 66, Senate Joint Resolution 116, Senate Bill 133, Senate Bill 214, and Senate Bill 324, Mr. President.
Chair is preparing to sign House Bill 220. Thank you. Chair is now preparing to sign Senate Bill 324. Next, the chair is preparing to sign Senate Bill 214. And the chair is preparing to sign Senate Bill 133. Chair is next preparing to sign Senate Joint Resolution 116. Chair is now preparing to sign Senate Bill 66. And the chair is now preparing to sign Senate Bill 98. Next order of business is report of deliveries. Mr. Clerk, please report deliveries.
We have a delivery to the governor at 5:08 p.m. today. The Senate Bill 261 was delivered to the governor.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Senator from Taylor, I believe you have a very important resolution that all members will be excited to hear about.
Mr. President, in my hand is House Concurrent Resolution 137, which is the concurrent resolution for the 2026 regular session General Assembly sine die. It's just a simple little bill. Since we didn't hear that earlier from the Senator from Marion, it's just a simple little resolution in a simple bill.
House Concurrent Resolution number 137. Members, please take note. You will all likely want to be a yes vote on that. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, at this time, we're going to have the body stand at ease for recess. Like we said, we're waiting on some House bills to be headed this way, hopefully here shortly.
So Senate will go into recess, awaiting the call of the chair.
Mr. Doorkeeper, please inform the members and caucuses we are ready to reconvene. Body shall come to order. Chair would recognize Senator from Grayson.
Thank you, Mr. President. The clerk of the House is here to communicate with our Senate.
Madam Clerk, welcome to the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. The House has passed Senate Bill 197 with letter and respectfully requests concurrence of this honorable body.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I need to make a motion, please.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, if you would, I need to move Senate Bill 197 from the Rules Committee to the concurrence orders, Mr. President.
Without objection, Madam Clerk, please make that notation that 197 is now in the orders of the day for concurrence. Senator from Taylor.
President, with that, I'd like to make the motion that the Senate continue to hold recess, please.
Body shall be in recess until the call of the chair, but I would ask members to stay close to the chamber. Mr. Doorkeeper, please inform the caucuses and members we are ready to reconvene for a short period of time. Body shall come to order. Senator from Taylor, communicate with the body.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the body, I've got an announcement to make. We are currently at 6:20 p.m. We're going to be making the decision because pizza is being delivered for both the minority and the majority party over in the annex in the Republican majority caucus room. We will come back in here. We're asking that the majority party will caucus at 7:30 p.m. in our caucus room for the majority party caucus at 7:30, and we will convene in the Senate floor at 7:45 p.m. 7:45 p.m. to conduct the rest of the business for the night at 7:45. So at this time, I ask that the Senate stand in recess.
Prior to that motion, let me go to the senator from Fayette 13.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, at 7:30, the Senate Democratic Caucus will also meet following recess, and we'll go from there.
Members of both parties caucus at 7:30 for the members and staff. Second floor, Republican caucus room. We are in recess until 7:45.